Welcome to the Dungeon Coach live stream. Whether you're watching this live right now or sometime in the future, I got you covered. I want to help you guys with your Dungeons and Dragons questions. All the timestamps will be linked down below. And I also, if you want next level help, I also have some stuff that I offer my patrons each and every month. Because I want to say thank you for you supporting what I do here and helping me chase after this dream of mine of doing content creation full time. So these PDFs have DM resources, homebrew options to customize and tweak your game. Every single month I have magic items, traps, puzzles, riddles, character bonus perks to customize a wide variety of different characters. It's got entire rule systems like enchanting and lycanthropy and how to run those different types of things, and a ton of other stuff to input into your world, into your cities, into your rule systems, and just spark up that creativity each and every month. And for all of you that are watching this video in the future, or you're coming back to it at a later time and you had to leave during the live stream, I'm gonna have all the timestamps down below and in the chapters here at the bottom of the screen that you can click around and see which question I answered and jump around to find out what's most interesting to you. So on with the live stream. Woo! What's up, people? Let's go, let's go, let's go. How we doing? How we doing, people? I'm just getting, I got something to show y'all. Some cool stuff to show y'all. So I gotta get it all set up. Okay. What we got? Who we got here in the chat? Josh Zellers is here. Agile Monk is here. Deep bow for Agile Monk as usual coming in. And Agile Monk was one of the big contributors towards what I'm about to show everybody here. We had a bit. Let me finish saying hi to everybody. Then I got a really cool announcement. Then we'll get into the Q&A. That's the agenda, people. Is hey, what's up? Big, huge thing that we just did as a community, and then D&D Q&A. So, and then I'm going to start off the Q&A by stopping the Q&A. Time out on the Q&A. Josh Sellers says, is that a haircut? Yes, it's a haircut. It is an accidental too short of a haircut that I just went to a Sports Clips real quick to get a haircut, and they just did this. So, yeah. Woo. But anyway, so I'm going to say what's up. So hold the questions until I ask for the questions, because my moderators won't pick up the questions until I ask them. So hold on to them. Think of what you got a question for, and then we'll talk about that here in just a second. So Bugs here, of course. David Rose, King the Beast, all the familiar faces. Irvin, what's up? Joe Smiley, I love that name, in all caps too. I'm making me smile already. Greg Stafford, what's up? Sneaky Steve changed his name to Rapavi. That's going to throw me off for a while. Oh, that's funny. Josh Zellers, of course. Some of these people are coming to both of my channels' live streams. I see all the familiar faces. Vincent Cristelli, what's up? It's been a rough week. Happy to see everybody. I'm sorry, it's been a rough week, dude. A rough week. I'm sorry, it's been a rough week. Maybe that, I don't know. Maybe that made you. I'm here to make you smile in some way or get you to think, not think about that kind of stuff. Just kind of kick back and relax. You know what I'm saying? Rex Kwando. Vote for Pedro. What? I'm confused. Puppet Master, greetings everybody. What's up? Everybody's here. And Scatterbug's kicking it off. Let's go. So Scatterbug showed by example, but this is the wait, where's my thing? Oh, there we go. This is the boss. Any sort of super chat donations go to defeat the boss, and if you are the one that kills the boss, you get your name here and become the next boss. That's how that works. And this is the live stream count. If we hit the top of the live stream, I give out a PDF of Alcanar's Almanac of all things, my homebrew expansion to Dungeons and Dragons, entire book, PDF. And if you already have it, I buy you a book or get you whatever other thing else you want on my website. That's how it all works. So heck yeah, good stuff. Working on a reread of Alcanar's. Good stuff. Rereading it. Appreciate you, Bob Vecna. Love that name too. Let's go. So here's the first thing we got to get into, and then we'll start with the questions here. Love you too, brother. Agile Monk, I see you. All right. So here's how this goes. If you haven't seen the video a while back, I started a video, or I made a video talking about the Dungeon Coach Foundation. It is a foundation that I wanted to start. It is a way to give back and measure it and organize it. Because man, doing something like this takes a lot of organization and legal things to track and back. I've worked on this for months. Literally half a year probably went into just checking on things to make sure this whole thing works out. And I started and launched the Dungeon Coach Foundation. I had a whole thing in the video for it and made a big announcement about our best friend here on the channel, my Dungeon Dad, and the guy that is the guy who runs Discord entirely, has changed my life for the better in lots of ways is who bought and gave me this streaming computer. Lots of things in mentoring ways, in like father figure type ways, has been huge for me. And he got into a rough sticky pickle with some medical stuff and some cancer diagnoses, and hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical bills that are just piled on, right? So I wanted to try and do the best I could with whatever community we have here and pitch it to you guys, because I can only do so much myself, and trust me, I did. I added into the pot myself as well, and then I threw it out to you guys of starting this Dungeon Coach Foundation, and Mike being the first recipient of many. And in honor of Mike, what the Dungeon Coach Foundation is me finding people and trying to change their lives in some small way through the love of and share of D&D. I'm going to be targeting high schools as far as high school D&D clubs, and specifically the teachers of those clubs, and trying to the people that give that back so much and help the students. I want to find those people and help and give back to those people, and spread the love in D&D and make people's lives better in the process. And Mike is the first and best recipient of this to start this whole thing off. And here's the official amount that we that we ended up with. Let me find the screen now. Drum roll. Boom! We raised $1,171.57 to Mike. That is massive, y'all. This is my transaction of the receipt or whatever I sent to Mike, and that is absolutely huge, massive, incredible, as Pete Hort said. Yes, 100% incredible. So that has been, it meant a lot for just me personally to be able to do that for Mike, and it wasn't even me alone that did it. You know what I'm saying? It was, I could not have done it without you guys. And this sum of money would have been far lower if every single person, you know, $5 here, $10 here, $20 here, all that kind of stuff. And then some people came in, like a little shout out to Agile Monk there too, came in big and swung big and helped out as well. And that's the big picture, is every little bit counts from every person that can come together, in big ways, small ways, every kind of way. So super awesome, absolutely crazy, and that helps put a dent, at least, in starting to, you know, get those daggum medical bills down. So yeah, Mike is a pretty awesome guy. Exactly, the pay it forward model, because I that's honestly what I want to do. I want to be able to pay it forward. I want to pay it forward across the board in lots of different ways, with what I'm doing here with the channel, with what I want to do in the future, and why I wanted to even start the Dungeon Coach Foundation in the first place. So there we go. So speaking of all that, wait a second. Hold on. Oh, I forgot. Mike, that's right, Mike. That's right, Mike. Mike just texted me. We have some posters to give away, people. We got some posters to give away. So what I want to do, Mike, if you're fine with this, let me know. If you're not, or I guess if you're not fine with this, let me know. And if you don't text me, I assume you are fine with this. We got 2 Al Cantor's Almanac of all things posters right here. 2 Al Cantor's Almanac posters to give away. It is these big, huge, full posters that I got, that really Mike got printed off, and he will send and ship to you. We're going to give those away at the end of the live stream, so stay tuned, stick around for that. We're going to give those away no matter what. That's just like a celebration type thing, regardless of any sort of goals or whatever. That's just going to happen, people. It's going to happen, all right? So anyway, with the questions, go ahead and ask your questions. #question. Ask your question, any D&D question, running the game question, any kind of question really, and we can start compiling those here. My moderators will pick them up, but I wanted to just give that little announcement at the beginning of this really awesome thing that we all came and did together. So heck yeah. I'll also say a little what's going on in the big picture of things. I am overhauling and fixing up. I say fixing. Yeah, I am fixing Curse of Strahd. I am prepping the run Curse of Strahd. I have completely changed Death House and lots of other things. I am not going to talk about the specifics of that because my players could be watching this right now. But I am going to be having lots of Curse of Strahd resources available. There's going to be extra Patreon bonuses to my patrons. I'm going to make a video about Curse of Strahd. We'll see how the whole series does, and we can turn it into a big, huge thing, depending on how many people are interested in checking out Curse of Strahd, because it's freaking awesome, and I'm super excited to run it. So, heck yeah. And then, trying to think of any other order of business. At the end of this stream, how I kind of do Thursday nights, or sorry, what day is this? Wednesday nights. How I do Wednesday nights is we do this stream, and then I go out check on the little baby, because sometimes I gotta suck boogers out of his nose. Maybe that's too much information. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Who knows? And then I jump on to my gaming channel, and I do some gaming streams. If you want to come over there, hang out, chill. It's really cool to see some D&D people come over there, some World of Warcraft people come in there. That's what the game I play, and then we'll hang out over there as well. And just kind of wind down and chill together. So. Anyway, back to, we're starting up the questions. What do y'all think you get out of the next? Oh, man. I saw Red Hood. I was just looking through actual just people talking, and I saw Red Hood, so I might as well say it. What do you all think we'll be getting out of the next D&D 1 class supplement? Ah, man. I hope they could either do Artificer and add some more stuff in there for the rest parts of the game. But I think they're probably gonna do Artificer last, and I would say they're gonna come out with one of the other people. I hope they do the Priest class group, but there's that. Anyway, next, and we're going right into the questions. Here we go. Matthew Heyman. Matthew Heyman is the champion of live streams. He's always here. Never doubt Matthew Heyman. Let's go. All right, here we go. We got some questions now. Zyfe Gaming has a question. Any suggestions or thoughts on incorporating angels and demons as being related or being fae themselves in D&D Homebrew back lore? Oh, you just unlocked a rant. This would not be a rant I'd put on YouTube because it's way too specific. But yeah, so I ran in a campaign. I ran a angel demon or angel devil lore as follows. There were, now I'd have to look at my notes as far as which words I use, because I know there's devas and oh my god, what are the other type of angels? There's angels and not archangels. Seraphim. Is that Deva, Seraphim? These words I'm talking about. Okay, so how it worked is angels and devils. Let me see. I'm just gonna start riffing to make sure that I can get myself back there without looking at my Dungeon Master notes. There was a split, right? Angels and devils, and they had to stay in their own place. What happened to angels and devils whenever they got split in two or they got corrupted? One of the two got so lawful side of things. There was angels and devils were on the lawful side of the section here. If you made a cross section here, so good, evil. Good were the angels and evil were the devils as far as the lawful side of things. The chaotic side of things, we had devils and demons. Demons were on the chaotic side of things, and then we had devas on the other side of things. I think I'm using that word correctly. I think I had deva. Maybe it was a seraphim. Dang it. Anyway, yeah, I think it was a like Asimar type of situation, and it wasn't solar, but either way, the word that doesn't matter. I had it was more of basically like Asimar type of angels where they didn't have like corrupted. Okay, sorry. Okay, I shouldn't read the chat while I'm explaining the concept. So you had the lawful and the chaotic versions of these angelic and fiendish beings, right? And then they were not allowed to visit the material plane, and if they did, they started to get twisted and corrupted. So if a demon visited the material plane, the demon would start to get changed and shifted and mutate and morph and like get mutated and mangled in some ways, turning into monstrosities in some way. And that's kind of where the lore about where monstrosities came from. It were demons that enter the material plane and started to shift in towards almost like Transformers. Whenever they visited a new planet, they had to look like cars, right? So there's the little maybe inspiration there. But the demons came to the material plane and they started to mutate and shift into animals and look more animalistic, and that's where monstrosities came from. And then The other side of that were the devas. They would come into the place and they would get corrupted and twisted, and they would turn into humanoid monstrosities, right? You could even say like some more like undead type figures or zombie type creatures, or that's where those type of humanoid monstrosities came from, or aberrations, you could say. So aberrations and monstrosities came from those two sections of devils and devas, right? Or sorry, demons and devas, the chaotic side of things. Chaotic, crazy, right? Arinyes, no. I love Arinyes, though. That is a good one. So then on the other side of things, if these came into the material plane, if they entered there, they would be split in half. It would literally just be ripped in two. And there's a reason why for that, but that ties into a player character's backstory of why I came up with that lore. But there you go. So the devils and the angels would just die upon entering. Literally, their bodies would start to be split in half, and then the other ones would mutate, right? So, but you could fall. Angels could come, and the only way that if the bad side of things came to the material plane, then they could stay there as long as they did good. So if devils came to the material plane, they could do good and they would stay there. But as soon as they started acting their normal ways, they would start to have those bad things happen, right? Same thing with angels. If angels came to the material plane and did bad, they could stay there. And it was this like loophole from all of how the celestial alignment was set up and everything. And that's where you came up with Arenyes's and fallen Asimar and all that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, there's a little bit of lore there for some stuff that I threw down. I have to get my Dungeon Master notes. I really want to kind of go back and check in on that. So heck yeah. Almost missed you. Fry Minis with the $2 super chat. Almost missed you. Had to finish shaving the duck. Oh man, I don't even want to know where the mistruth is in that, or where the innuendo or the metaphor. I don't know what is part. Oh, Fry Minis, always with the crazy super chats. Appreciate you, brother. What's up? I'm glad you're here. Finish shaving your duck. I hope your duck's okay. All right, next question. Zyfe Gaming with that. Okay, cool. Josh Zellers question. No shave November? That's funny. I've done No Shave November, and I look very, very homeless. I look very, very homeless. So that is something I've done before, and it's actually on my driver's license. If I had my wallet in here, I would show y'all. I look like a serial killer. It's real bad. So now that I'm doing videos and stuff, probably shouldn't. Mountain man. Yeah, I definitely look like a mountain man. So no, I'm not doing no Shave November. That's funny. King the Beast question. Are you excited for the new Harry Potter game? Interesting. No, in general. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan. I read the books as a kid. I've seen all the movies. I understand. I'm just not as big a fan of that type of world lore. I don't like the wand concept of where you need a wand to cast magic, but then sometimes you don't need a wand to cast magic, and then that's a weird gray area for me that I can't get behind because there's inconsistencies in the movie, and I dare say even the books too, as far as how that works. My best interpretation, if I were to think through a D&D lens, is it's a spell casting focus would be their wand. They still could cast spells without it, but they need it to be able to do it. So my example of this would be if I were to make a homebrew mechanic for Harry Potter, and the thought I had is if you were a level 1 wizard, you could only cast your first level spells if you had your wand. But as you leveled up, as soon as you had access to third level spells, you would need your wand to cast third level spells and second level spells, but you could cast first level spells without a wand. Whoa, right? Because you're so much more powerful than the first level spell. You don't need your wand to be able to cast the spell. And then whenever you could cast fourth level spells, you could cast second level spells without a wand, and so on and so on. So basically, whatever maximum spell you could cast -2, you could cast that without a wand. So anyway, there's my little rant on Harry Potter there to connect it into D&D. So yeah. And then next question, Sean W. question. I know it's not ideal, but what kind of tip would you give a new Dungeon Master with only one player available? Ooh, let's go, Sean. Let's go. So honestly, if you only have one player, I mean, if they're down to play and they'd be excited to play, then you should do it. if they're not excited, it'd be this weird, or they're just like, oh, y'all are just forcing it, then don't force it. That would be my first thing. But if they're excited to play and they want to do this thing, go for it. I would give them a companion. I've done this with a player that was like a min-max type of liked to kind of keep track of the combats and stuff, loved the combat aspect of things, and I gave him 2 characters, and one person ran 2 characters. That becomes much more of like a tactics-based game instead of like a role-play-based story game. So, but if I were to do it for a normal type of situation or recommendation, I would say to have give them a companion of some kind, whether you have like some like NPC companion that is somewhat combat capable, but give them a personality trait that is very much like a follower type of situation, whether they're just too dumb to do things on their own, or they're too insecure or too quiet or whatever, right? So heck yeah. And then wasn't expecting a homebrew, but very insightful. Hey, you never know what's coming out. I'm always gonna homebrew something. I'll be playing board games, like regular freaking board games that have nothing to do with tabletop role play, and I'll homebrew the rules. Be like, actually, it should be like this. Come on. All right, next question. Zyfe Gaming. Question: how would you recommend diversifying activities in D&D campaign so that it doesn't feel like the same from session to session? For sure. So 2 things pop into my head immediately. Is one, I would keep track of oh my god, not the school. I was like, schools of magic. I would keep track of the pillars of the game of what you're running, right? So, how much of what pillar are you running in the micro sense and in the macro sense? Macro being like the big picture of what they're doing and going and doing, and then the micro, which is like session by session, right? Whew, sorry. So I very much think of my whenever I build out a session, I'm like, all right, I want to hit each of the 3 pillars. Where am I going to hit them at? Okay, here, there. Okay, cool. And then once I do hit them, I keep this is now the part 2 of that is tropes and themes and all that kind of stuff. So whenever if I ran a travel, this happened one time where the players were going from point A to point B, or actually they were going from A to B and then B to C. As far as just keep it simple, right? So from A to B, I ran travel like a skill challenge. And I was like, all right, cool. We're going to do this little skill challenge. Let's see if they can get there. Okay, cool. Then they got there. All right, cool. And then whenever they got there, I was like, okay, so there's going to you know what? Here we go. We're going to have a skill challenge, which is a travel. Okay. Which then that won't really feel like travel because it's a skill challenge. Because in my opinion, there's 4 pillars to the game: combat, social encounters, exploration, and skill challenges. And I'm for real when I say that. So I would say skill challenge from A to B, and then when they're at B, there's a social encounter. Or if they're at B, there's a combat, whichever one. If they were heading towards fighting something, they would go there, fight something. That would be the combat. And then I would pinch in a social encounter on the road from B to C, and then they would have an actual travel. I might make them make rolls and checks for random encounters, or run travel off and have a rest and all that kind of stuff, and do the whole thing, right? Really truly run off travel, and in the middle of that have a social encounter that they encounter. Or if I switch that and they had to go from A to B and B was a social encounter, then I would throw a combat at them in the road. There you go, right? Now, in general, I only throw combats at them if they actually mean something and connect to the story and other things like that, right? So there you go. And if there wasn't a combat to tie into the story like that, I would really take a big step back and be like, how and where is the next combat going to happen? Because my players, I always ask my players, what % combat, social encounter, role play, or exploration are you? And most of them, I give them 100%, and they have to give me back that 100% spread out amongst those 3 categories. And usually they're around 50%, 60% combat. So very much heavily preferring combat. So yeah, and I have very intricately mechanic-based combat for sure. So heck yeah. Next question. Josh Zellers, interest in other games besides WoW? Just wondering. For the gaming channel, I'm going to keep any sort of gaming channel questions quick, and we can talk about that after whenever I stream. on the gaming channel. But no, I'm a one game kind of guy. I've never been like, oh, I'm going to play a bunch of different games. I'll play one game. There we go. That's it. Irving, question. Do you have, or are you going to make a PDF of your homebrew classes? Yeah, so on my Patreon, there's a whole bunch of homebrew classes and stuff that I had as digital resources that are available to patrons. But then I am working on each of these different homebrews. Like I just did a video on the Bard, and I just did a video on the Ranger, and I'm gonna make a video on the Rogue because one of my players is going to be a rogue, and we are using the 1D&D's rogue in this new system, and we're going to use the 1D&D Bard as well. So there's that, which actually I just reminded myself I got to make a note of that. Like about 1D&D rogue to Glenn, because I have a Bard in my upcoming campaign, and I want him to do the 1D&D Bard. Timeout. My version of the 1D&D Bard, which I'm going to be making, and yes, I'm going to give that to my patrons as well, and see if there's enough interest in it to make a video about that, because the Bard video didn't do that well, just in general. But I don't really always follow the algorithm and like try and make things that I make the videos I want to make for the people I want to help and stuff. So heck yeah. So we'll see. I'll probably do a patron poll here. About that whole Bard situation. So heck yeah. And then there's Irvin, cool. And then wait, that one D&D rogue is terrible. You think it's terrible? From all I haven't done my deep dive yet, but from all I can tell, they gave the rogue their subclass feature earlier, which is good in my opinion. I think they should. I think it's so dumb that rogues get their subclass feature at 3rd level and then 7th. That's just so long. Or no, 9th. No, 7th? Oh, I don't even remember anymore. I think it was might be 9th. It's crazy. It's a crazy long way to wait. It's so dumb. So anyway, sorry. Got fired up there. Next question. Whoa, Reno with a super chat. What's up, Reno? Reno with a $5 super chat. Currently running a campaign where there's a metaphorical nuclear arms race between purple dragons and militarized church state and the Thieves Guild. Woo! Wow. Arms race between a purple dragon or purple dragons. I love the fact that if you did purple dragons in honor of me, Reno, I appreciate that. Militarized church and the Thieves Guild. That sounds so cool. I love when there's 3 factions. Because it can get really interesting. And then oh wow, I have a question. I have a question from DC Artificer himself. In the chat, so that'll be interesting. I got 3 questions. I got 4 more questions, and then I'll get to that one. Coulter Wilson. Question: Party is facing a necromancer in his testing grounds, hiding keys to the gates within live commoners. Oh my God! What are some ways the party could solve this while also fighting off lots of undead? Oh my God. Okay, Coulter. I assume you're still in the chat. Have you seen the Saw movies? Have you seen Saw? Like Saw 1, 2, 3? Have you seen those movies? If you've seen, I need to know if you've seen those movies. And then, okay, he says, yep. Okay. Dude, I would do that. I would have some sort of like, okay, so it's in his testing grounds. I would have it be some sort of, whether it be abandoned or just ramshackled or a infrastructure of maybe like a dungeon type thing. I don't know if this is above ground, below ground. I would have compartments. So there'd be a field. And again, you could reflavor this to be indoors, outdoors, in a swamp, underground, above ground, whatever. Barren wasteland, who knows? So I'd have a whole bunch of combat stuff happening, and then there would be little pockets of safety. And in these pockets of safety are these people with hidden keys inside of them, right? Some of them could be like a group of people, and there's like one of the people is injured, and they have like a slit in their eye, and it's like stitched shut or something. Like, how creepy is that, dude? Oh my God, that's nuts. And they're like, we protect him. And then there's a bunch of people protecting this one person that has a key in them. And now it's like a social encounter for the group to have to try and convince the people to let them get the key out of this person's eye. Oh my God. And then there'd be another person that's just like, running away from them, and they have to chase after this person, and this person has a key in their body, but they're like very fit and agile, and they're having to run away and chase them and stuff. So that's crazy too. And then that's kind of how I would run it. I'd have a big crazy area, and there'd be little pockets for them to have to go and figure out and get stuff in. Oh man, that's cool. Oh man, that's cool. Nice, Coulter. And then it was Fry Minis asked the question about his duck, and he wants to min-max his duck and swimming without its feathers. I don't even know if ducks can swim without their feathers. I feel like they wouldn't be able to swim without their feathers unless they're just really light. I feel like the feathers help with the buoyancy. Who knows? Next question. Josh Zeller's question: duck or goose? You know that your channels, the live stream's been sabotaged whenever someone trolls you with a duck question and then someone else joins in on the duck question. Wow. So again, hashtag question if you have any questions for me to answer. I only have 3 questions left. We're actually I'm getting quick with this. We have 57 people in here, and I'm still moving through the questions. So I'm feeling good. I'm getting more efficient at this thing instead of rambling on for so long. Reno with another super chat. Church is currently capturing demons in jars like hand grenades. Oh my god. The purple dragons are family oriented, so Flight of the Dragons, and the thieves are, oh my god. Reno is super chatting, like chain super chatting all this whole way through, building magical items and advancing technology. Wow, I love that each of those 3 factions have different motives and methodologies in which they are participating in this arms race. That's super cool, Reno. Love the world building there. Love the world building. And then Scatterbug donates $2 to super chat saying goat, and he just has a goat emoji. Wow. Interesting. And then that's really interesting. Salem Honey. No, that's we might have to ban that situation. Goats beneath the east. Okay, all the super chats are coming from my own team and Fry Minis. just having a blast. Eat those goats, and then now Fry Minis is the boss. Dear God, somebody kill Fry Minis. He can't be the boss. Dylan Nesser with a $1 super chat. Thank you, Dylan Nesser. Didn't even ask a question. Dylan just donated and then just didn't even say anything. Oh my god! And then he says the best way to win at Duck Goose is to start with a goose. That is true. You're like goose, and you take off. Optimal strategy there, Dylan. Optimal strategy. I'm going to give you another tool. You say duh, and then you stop and switch to goose. So you go, da goose, da goose. Anyway, wow, we've derailed. We're going to get back on track now. Zyfe Gaming has a question. Zyfe Gaming question for you or the chat. One of my players is a wild magic fire sorcerer. Any suggestions on where they get their power from besides Dragon Bloodline? Wild magic fire sorcerer. What? The power from besides Dragon Blood. Oh, okay. So wild magic fire. So not dragon, but they get their fire from. I mean, honestly, like I'm picturing wildfire like a druid, you know, like the wildfires, like where the trees take over. There's that also the subclass of druid that has that like wildfire type situation. The concept in nature of burning things for them to come back, all that kind of stuff. So I think you could totally have some sort of wild magic fire be something that's like druid nature focused, you know, and that be like wildfire like in nature. I would say that some sort of imbuement or some sort of lineage or passed down, or they find some sort of thing and they touch it and then catches fire, and then they catch on fire, and then now they have this thing in them. I always do love to put the spin on sorcerers of like a warlock spin, like a warlock, or it doesn't have to be an evil types, a patron spin, where they have some sort of person that granted them power and it's like part of them now, and they granted it to them in a very aggressive, boom, there you go way, instead of like a servant type situation where you have to do things for them and there's a back and forth exchange. So yeah, there you go. We got some more super chats. Little Caesar with a $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, Little Caesar. Thank you. You're not even asking questions. Did Little Caesar ask a question? Little Caesar didn't even ask a question. Just donate. I appreciate that, Little Caesar. Really, thank you for that. It's just kind of like I just assume there's gonna be a question with it. When there's not, I'm like, wow, okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I wish I could help you more. And then Kirby, whoa, Kirby with a $50 super chat. Hello, Kirby. Hello, Kirby making his entrance known. Dang, nice, Kirby. Yes, Agile Monk is showing the respect. There you go. Wow. Thank you, Kirby. And he says fight, and he is now the dragon and has established himself as the boss. No one dare touch Kirby. That's crazy. Thank you, Kirby. Kirby doesn't even have a question either. You guys aren't even asking questions. And then after he does that, he says hello in the chat. Komodo dragons. I love Komodo dragons. It's such a cool name. Anyway, all right. So now we have reached DC Artificer's question. DC's Artificer's question, and then I see you, King to Beast. I got you. I already said Artificer's question. So DC Artificer has a question. He says, "What is the best homebrew you have ever made?" I still gotta say it's my rest system. It's my rest system. I have a rest PDF from a website. I have 2 different rest videos that I've talked about this. Rest systems in Alcanar's Almanac. I expanded on it in Alcanar's Almanac and added resting rolls and stuff to make it even further and better. And it's love the rest system. So my long rest or short rest, long rest, and full rest system is, in my opinion, my best homebrew. I literally won't ever not use it. I have to use it. I have to use this. This is one of those things where my player's like, nah. I've never had a player be like, you know what I'm saying? So how it works is short rests are largely untouched, but I changed the time on them down to 5 minutes instead of 30 minutes. I think it's stupid for a 30-minute to an hour short rest. What? That makes no sense in the heat of combat. I have coached too many times. I picture in coaching where you run a really hard sprint interval. The rest window for that is 5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes for your lactic acid stores to build up, for your anaerobic energy system to build back up to its maximum capacity in general. And that's trainable and stuff. But 5 minutes. So short rests are 5 minutes. Because you're like, damn, that was a hard fight. Okay. All right. Oh, God. Let me wrap this up real quick. Okay. Whoa. All right. We good? All right. Readjust this. Tighten this down. Let's go. So yeah, that's short rest. It's so mechanically unchanged, but thematically, time-wise, it's 5 minutes. That's it. That's huge, though. Even for mechanics-wise, that's huge. And then long rests, there's no more magical full healing. You don't magically full heal. That's so dumb. You don't magically full heal. There's healing spells in the game that can't heal as much as someone resting for 4 hours and then sleeping for another 4 hours. Like, no, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. How I run the rest specifically is I also have it be 8 hours, and I'm holding my hands like this because there's a night's watch. And in order to get a long rest, you have to have a night's watch. And I say, all right, what? And I make my players have 2 people be the Night's Watch because that inspires role play and these really cool moments and opportunities for character development and stuff. So I always ask my players, all right, who's going to take Night's Watch? What 2 people we got? And then 2 people volunteer to do the first Night's Watch. They are doing light activity for 4 hours, and the other 4 players are doing no activity. Or the other players in a group of 5 or whatever, 2 people would do Night's Watch and the other 3 would actually like sleep or whatever and like do no activity, and the other 2 are doing light activity, kind of keep them watch, right? And then at the halfway point, you now get half your hit dice back, and if you want to, you can spend them now. So the first half of the long rest is when you get your half of your hit dice back. So first half is half your hit dice, done. And then the second half is when you get all your long rest cooldowns and spell slots back, done, right? And then, sorry, I got ahead of myself. So then the group switch, 2 other people do a Night's Watch, and then they do their Night's Watch. And if there's a group of 5, 2 people do the first shift, 2 people do the other shift, and this person got to sleep all the way through. Nice. Or you could have them join the Night's Watch if they wanted to. But yeah, that's how I run it. It's super simple, it's super efficient, and there's not a magical full heal that happens. So you actually have to spend your god dang hit dice, and people tracking hit dice actually matters. So if you're level 5 and you have 5 hit dice, and you have some fights and stuff, and you use 2 of them, so now you have 3 hit dice through short rests and stuff of fighting, and so then now you use 2 more, and you take another short rest or whatever, and then all right, now whew, I only got 1 hit dice left, and you take your long rest. So you take your long rest, and then you get half your hit dice back. And this is where you could say if you wanted to round down or round up. In general, I always round down. So then you get 2 hit dice back. Okay, cool. I'm back up to 3. So on your long rest, you don't heal the full. Let's say I'm down at 0 hit points. Sorry. I have 1 hit dice left. I'm a level 5 character. I've used 4 hit dice, and I'm really feeling low. I'm at 1 hit point left. Oh, man, I'm really feeling down. I have a maximum hit points of like 30 or 40 or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm really feeling it. Oh, okay. Let's take a long rest. They take a long rest. They don't magically heal to full health and get... No. That's crazy. It's so crazy. So instead, they... don't heal at all. They don't magically heal at all, right? They get 2 of their hit dice back, and then they can spend them. So they would roll 3 of their hit dice, and they would get to, something above half health or whatever. They'd get to, 20 or something health, right? Depending on how the rolls went, depending on what class they even are. And now they're above half health, but they're still in a rough spot. Because that's what it would be. All you did was sit down and rest for 8 hours, and you just kind of lay down, and you'd be in a better spot, but you wouldn't be magically back to full health. No, unless you had some resources and some other healers use some spell slots, and now people are using their resources creatively and helpful. So yeah, it's the best. The only way you full hit reset is a full rest. A full rest is done in a town under complete safety. And I even let my players roll temporary hit points at the end of that. And they have these temporary hit points. They all roll 1d8 temporary hit points. And they get that much hit points on top of temporary hit points as they set off onto their adventures. So there's my rant on rests. So, and let me see what y'all are saying. Soul, that's a big one. Shadow, I think armor system. Oh, Dylan says the armor system is my best homebrew. Let's go. Wild magic system. Oh, that is a good one too. I do love a wild magic system. I do love the wild magic. It's such a specific homebrew, but it is so good, and I'm very proud of that one. Codified into fantasy grounds. That would be hard. Dehaveram. That'd be hard. I do plan on trying to do stuff on fantasy grounds and digital tabletops like that, but it's a little rough to do that right now. So let me hit up some super chats and I'll jump back into the questions here. I fell behind with that rant. So King to Beast says, when and where is Dungeon Con? Dungeon Con is going to be June. It's going to be in June of this next year. It's going to be early June of this next year. And it's going to be in either Dallas or Houston. I want to almost guarantee it's going to be in Houston. So yeah, there's a little teaser there that King to Beast got out of me for that. So nice. Little Caesar with a $5 super chat, just here to support the stream. My sister works at the school you left, and that's how I heard of you. Oh, Little Caesar. Thank you. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I taught at a school last year. I just quit teaching as of this year. So last year I taught at a school, and your sister works at the school. Oh, works at the school. That's such a crazy little coincidence. Look at the small world we're in. That's awesome. Thank you, Little Caesar. Appreciate the support. For real. Thank you. That is literally how I'm able to do what I've done. So thank you. That's awesome. So, all right, next question. Here we go. And then Alexander, question. Will soon be playing a level 11 samurai fighter with mobile, sentinel, great weapon master, and polearm master. DM'd okay, but is this too OP? Yes, that is too OP, and I would never allow you to play at my table with... And I mean, I'm not saying that, like, and there's so many times Dungeon Master's like, well, you can come up with... Yes, I could come up with encounters to weasel my way around your weaselness, right? But why are you being a weasel? You know what I'm saying? Like... Sentinel Feet is broken and dumb. I have a video explain. So honestly, Alexander, here's what I would say. Mobile, sure. I don't really care about mobile too much. Mobile's fine. I think mobile's like encroaching on the border of overpowered, but sure. Mobile's mobile. Okay, great. It's jam packed, but it doesn't like just jack with the game. Sentinel, you would have you would do the Sentinel feat, but you would have it reduce movement speed. Reduce movement speed by 10 whenever you do the swipe. So it's not a reduce speed to 0. It just reduces it by 10, right? And then you get everything else for all the stuff there. Now I have longer rant that I went on with more homebrew ideas as far as how to fix Sentinel. I do have a video. Type in Dungeon Coach Sentinel feat and you will find it. I also have a Sentinel rants on TikTok as well. But yeah, so there's the Sentinel thing. A Greater Weapon Master, instead of a -5 for a +10, it's minus your proficiency bonus for plus twice as much as your proficiency bonus. That's much better. I have a level 1 character that is playing a barbarian right now, and she took the variant human and got the feat Greater Weapon Master because she just wants to hit things real hard with a 2-hander. So she can sacrifice -2 her proficiency bonus and gain +4, double her proficiency bonus. So it's beautiful and it scales with level. It's great. And at higher levels, it's actually a -6 and a +12. Whoa, right? So I just think that's the absolute best way to go about it. And then Polearm Master, I'd have to look into exactly what Polearm Master does, but I know that Polearm Master combines with Sentinel in a way that's super freaking cheesy and just obviously the game designers did not want something like this to exist, and people are just like, oh, but I can do it. So because Alexander, I hope you see this is coming from love, but that's like, in my opinion, that's like a weasel player trying to just like break the game and take advantage of the game in the best way possible. I'm like, wait, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Let's create, what do you want? What do you want from here, right? Because I wouldn't just stomp on this character, this player, and tell him no, right? I'd be like, what are you trying to accomplish, bro? Like, what do you want? What do you want to play? What kind of fantasy are you trying to do? Because right now it just feels like you're reading through the book, and you read through the book twice, and you're trying to find the best combo to break the game, right? So I would say, because I know it's something where you can like hit people before they get into your range, and it reduces their speed to 0. So like then they can't even hit you, which what's going on, right? So if you wanted to play some sort of like fencing, keep them at bay thing, okay, cool. I can come up with some homebrew things. I can give you a magic item. I can give you a bonus level, a perk to let you accomplish that. So I would say, yeah, take mobile and do the 2 modifications for Sentinel and Greater Weapon Master, and I would give you a bonus level up perk for the Polearm Master. So there's my full rant on that. So Alexander says thank you. Okay, cool. I didn't want you to think I was like mad at you, Alexander, because I was just saying it like it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Polearm and Sentinel is a master combo, which is like, no, it should not exist. Nope, it should have been patched a long time ago. So anyway, there we go. There's that. And yeah, like Vile Kerr said, answer to Sentinel is only one size category larger. Yes. Yeah, you could even, and I would even say still that the 0 reduction of speed is a bit much. And then, yeah, and I've even seen like, if it's your own size, it's 0. If it's 1 size larger, it's 15 feet. If it's 2 sizes larger, it's 5 feet. And if it's 3 sizes larger, it doesn't even work, right? So, or the speed reduction. You can still make your attacks and do all that kind of other Sentinel stuff. So anyway, Josh Zeller says a question. What is a setting you haven't played in but always wanted to? Steampunk, cyberpunk, high magic, etc. Planescape. I have not ran a plan. I have done so much work with the Planes of Existence. So much work with the Planes of Existence. But I've not ran a campaign of Planescape, where the entire purpose of the campaign. I've had planes and stuff in my campaigns and they've gone to Planes of Existence or whatever. But I haven't had like an entire campaign revolved around going to all of the Planes of Existence for some reason or another. I think that'd be so freaking cool. So cool. So cool. Let's go. And then we got a super chat from Polar Bear 65. What's up, Polar Bear 65? $10 super chat. Thank you, Polar Bear. Just found your channel yesterday, showing support. Old school AD&D 3.5 DM/player. I love that. I love that. I hope all of the little homebrew tweaks, you probably see some inspiration or influence from 3.5 edition. But I never played 3.5 or 4th edition or any other edition or Pathfinder. It's all been D&D 5e. But apparently, I would have loved 3.5 because I have a lot of homebrews that are apparently like similar in some ways, but I try and keep them more simple because 5e is a little bit more simple. So I appreciate you showing support. Thank you so much, for real. Next question. Sneaky Steve, what is the airspeed velocity of an unleaded laden swallow? There's so many bird questions. I have no idea, Sneaky Steve. Now my own moderator is trolling me. Fry Mini's trollness has spread so wide that it's infected the moderators. Oh man. Vincent Cristelli. Oh, here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to do a turbo overtime because we are less than 10 minutes away before the end of the stream. I'm going to answer the last of these questions really rapid fire, and then we're doing the giveaway for the 2 posters. We're going to do a giveaway for the 2 posters. There's going to be 2 winners at the end of the... So hang on for like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to give away 2 posters. These Alcantar's Almanac posters right here. Behind me, you can see it. There's a big dragon and a bunch of D&D characters all wrapped around it. It is one of the pieces of art, actually here, in Alcantar's Almanac of all things. It is this piece of art right here. As you open the book to the very first page of art right there. Whammo. Whoa, look at that. Dang. It's not going to have the scroll paper on there. Like, it's not going to have this on there. It's going to be the actual poster. But it is a red YouTube dragon that me and my... people are fighting, and there's Alcantar in the corner right there, the purple dragonborn right here, right there. Cool. That's the poster, people. That is the poster. So hold off on that for a second. I'm gonna blaze through these questions, and then here we go. Vincent Cristelli, running a duet game with my wife, Lost Mines of Fendelver. Any suggestions for Rift side quest of that quest line? I have never ran Lost Mines of Fendelver, so I really wish and actually that's a lie. I did run it, but I changed all the goblins, the kobolds, and the bugbear to a dragonborn, and there was a dragon cult trying to resurrect a dragon. So what? So I got nothing for you there. I really have not ran that module. And could I go back in time to homebrew where you prevent yourself from making? Oh, a homebrew that could prevent myself from making? I mean, no, honestly, Josh, and this Josh says, is there a homebrew that I wish I'd never made if I could go back in time? My answer is straight up no, because every homebrew that I've made has led to better and better homebrews. So the great homebrews that I have are built on top of the bodies of the many, many dead bad homebrews that I don't use, right? So a hex grid system pops into my head. And there's some other things, but I think I have a list in my YouTube video idea spreadsheet of bad homebrews that I've made, and I might have to go digging for that video now that I said that. Steve Newton, how would you do a present day setting for D&D? Oh, wow. You've got to explain it with some technology. You got to explain magic with technology in lots of different ways. You'd have to refix some things there. I would go through and I would figure out in a very meta type way of what each class is. You know, like a paladin and the cleric or like church people, obviously. Paladins, even something like rogues could be like Navy SEAL, like different branches of the military possibly would be different class things. You could try and really at least give some sort of general concept for where all the different classes go. Like artificers would be like all the scientists and stuff, all that kind of stuff, right? And then leave room for people, because then if you have a druid and shapeshifting, what's that? What is that? You know what I'm saying? So it depends on if you'd want magic or not, but I assume you wouldn't, so you might have to put some bans in there, but it always feels bad to put restrictions in like that. So why can a human shapeshift? I've done technology-based things where it was like a transformer, to where a druid shapeshifted. They didn't actually shapeshift. They gained temporary hit points because this like suit of armor, almost like Iron Man, came on them, and they had like some stuff that popped out that resembled the animal characteristics of the creatures they were transforming into. So there's that. Joe Smiley, question: where can I find a random bad luck table or a black cat that occasionally crosses the party's path? Oh, interesting. A bad luck table. I don't have a bad luck table I have a wild magic table, and the middle column of my wild magic table might kind of be a little bit like this random stuff that you're saying with a cat on there. Oh, that's interesting. It also depends on the setting. If you're running a horror type scary theme with a black cat and it's like spooky, or if it's like funny and weird. So it depends. And there we go. Irvin says, I love your homebrews. Thank you, Irvin. Appreciate that. Bob Vecna says you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Oh yeah. I've broken a lot of eggs. Averson says, will you be live streaming prepping Curse of Strahd? Looking forward to watching it. I have a very elaborate setup whenever I prep for Curse of Strahd. I have it currently right now. I have 3 screens, and I have the maps for Curse of Strahd up here on this top screen. I have this screen right here split in 2, where I have the main, like what I'm mainly putting right here, and then I have extra bits of different parts of the, like trying to connect the whole world together and like go through other parts on this side of the screen. And then over here I have my monster stat block generator that I have the code that how I write the monster stat blocks to put into it. And then I have like another section of my Notion for the to-do list and making sure that I hit all my to-do points and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty involved. So I don't know if I could stream that as it is right now. Once I get into a little bit more open part of the game, I might do that. I might do a Curse of Strahd prep stream. So I hear you that is an interesting thing that you want to see. So I got you. So, and then now let's do the, whoa. these just get me. Wow. All right. Let's close out the night on a high note. Agile Monk drops a $100 super chat. Let's close the night out on a high note in honor of Brother Mike in DC. Damn. Wow. That's crazy, bro. Agile Monk, you have been Agile Monk has been crazy, game changer for Mike, and huge donations there. Was huge last week. Whenever I told you guys about like my son, he's a month old. He was in and out of the hospital multiple times with his RSV. He had a breathing problem, and he's only a couple days old. He's fine now. He's doing a lot better. He's on the other side of it. He still has some little boogers here and there I talked about, but he's much better now. And Agile Monk swooped in for that as well. So I appreciate that. I thank you. Yeah, means more than you know. Thank you that. And thank you, Polar Bear, personal son. I mean, I appreciate that. It's the positive note. He went to the doctor today and he gained a pound in the last week and a half while he was sick. So he still gained over a pound. He's a hoss. He's a hoss. So yeah, he's doing good, y'all. Appreciate that. I feel the love. Thank you guys. Okay. All right. Giveaway. Bang. Poster. Moderators, give me two giveaway winners. These are for the posters. If you win this giveaway, Irvin is a winner. There we go. And Evan Bosco, has won the giveaway, and the winner is Irvin. Why is there 2? Evan is one of them. Evan doesn't count though because he already has one. So Irvin, you won one of them. But hold up, don't do another one. Hold up, timeout. This one doesn't count. Rapavi, this winner, whoever posted it just now, whatever this winner says right here, doesn't count. Hold up. Davram, I will give you something off the website. We'll get you something off the website, but hold on. Everyone right now, I always forget to say this. Everyone right now in the chat, say something in the chat. And everyone's probably going to say the word something, which is fine. But in order to be a part of the giveaway, in order to be registered for the bot to grab your name out of the hat, you have to have said something within the last 10 minutes. So I'm fine with one of the 2 posters. I'm fine with one of the 2 posters going to someone who's recently spoke, because I just appreciate people talking and chatting, and that's the whole. I mean, it's there you go. Thank you for being active and chit-chatting in the chat. So thank you. So that first one is going to where we at? Hold up. Where to go? Oh my God. And more Scatter. Oh, and we hit the stream goal. There we go. Scatterbug says, I said even numbers only. And then seconds later, Puppet Master comes in with a $2.50 super chat with the purple hearts. Appreciate you guys. And then we hit that goal too. So we're going to do that giveaway too. So we have one giveaway that went to, hold up. I want us to make sure to say the right name. Where Irvin got the first poster. Cool. So now we're going to do a giveaway for the other poster, and then we're going to do another giveaway for the Alkinder's Almanac PDF. And if you already have the PDF and you want to switch to something else, I'll give you a shopping spree on the website, etc. So do one more winner, One more winner. Hit me up, moderators. One more winner. And then, which maybe I should be the one to do the winner exclamation point. Is all I say winner exclamation point? There we go. Nathaniel Bang. Nathaniel Bang. Am I saying that right? Nathaniel, you won the poster. Nice. Big winners. Okay, so now, and if you won the giveaway, contact DC Artificer at the thing you just said in the thing, dcartificer@gmail.com. So email him and he'll hook you up, get you all set up with all the rewards and whatnot. So there we go. And then now I'm going to do the last winner. I'm going to see if I can do it, just so I know, so I don't have to so there's no confusion. Let me see if I can generate a winner. This winner is for the Alchemist's Almanac PDF. And the winner is ZF with the exclamation points. So it'd be ZF. ZF. There you go. I assume you're here because that's why it only shows people that have said something in the last 10 minutes. So there you go. ZF. Email DC Artificer at dcartificer@gmail.com. Email him and he'll get you all set up and hooked up and good to go. Let's go. Sweet. Awesome. Even though I'm salty. Hey, there was like 60 people this time. So last time there has only been like in the 40s and stuff. So there's more people, which lowers your chance to win technically. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys. I stream every Wednesday here. So where's my next thing? There we go. So now if y'all want to continue the party, I am going to go here. DC Gaming Channel live stream. Bop. There you go. And there we go. Okay, cool. So the link I just posted in the chat is where I'm going to stream in about 10 minutes or so. I'm going to jump on over there. I'm going to go check in on the family, come back. I'm going to stream for like an hour, hang out, wind down, chill. And if y'all want to come over there, hang out, and we can hang out over there too. So I appreciate so much all of the support and all of this. Kind of like what we said in the beginning, like I was able to go and do this as a job, to be able to create more stuff, to be able to help people with more rules, to be able to create more resources and be able to give back to my own community in the ways we talked about at the very beginning, to be able to have people that can be a part of the team, that we all come together to work and make and create stuff. It's just awesome. And you guys are making that possible through all of the support. So thank you so much for that. But there we go. Let's sign it off here with a deep bow. We're gonna do a deep bow in honor of you know who. So here we go. Thanks guys. Cool stream. Love the content. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys. Deep bow. Home.